For the Senior Coach of the Year, of course, we had every premiership team with notable applicants for the position, especially our Premier A and Premier B clubs and Premier C. Very difficult competitions to come through and win, and outstanding performances by all those clubs. However, the organising committee this year awards the Coach of the Year, the Senior Coach of the Year, to a gentleman who has coached back-to-back premierships for his club. In 1995, Angus Hamilton joined West Brunswick and went on to become a 100-game player and club captain. He never left the club. When he took over 7 years ago, they were in a very delicate situation, but he managed to turn the whole club around with the help of some other great people at that famous club of ours. And with his strategies, he won the premierships in 2014 and 2015. What is unique about that is that in 2014, they won the grand final against the previously undefeated Hawthorn. So that was the Hawks' only loss for the season, the grand final. And this year he did the same thing when they beat Emmaus St Leo's by a point in a titanic struggle for the premiership in Division 3. So we have great pleasure in presenting the 2015 Senior Coach of the Year to West Brunswick's Angus Hamilton.
I guess like most coaches, successful coaches comes down to having a good team and good players who play well as a team. Firstly, I'd like to thank the players of the West Brunswick Footy Club who for the last 4 years have spilled blood, broken bones, tackled hard, kicked goals and most importantly built a bond of trust and belief as strong as any club I've been involved in. At no stage did you yield, and conquering undefeated sides in back-to-back grand finals is a testament to your strength and character. You did the work and the reward's yours. I just think you magnificent young men. You're a credit to yourselves, your parents, your family, and fantastic ambassadors for the West Brunswick Football Club and, more importantly, the VAFA. I think in our thing, the story probably runs a little bit deeper in that the players not only just play, they fundraise and form the committee. We've got a no burnout policy, the job just needs to be done. So I'd, to VFA President Tim Nelson, the executive, the team at VFA headquarters and the major sponsor Sports Cover, thank you. We're all privileged to be part of what I truly believe is the most amazing and unique football league in the country. Thousands of people every week, the majority unpaid, doing what they love, just for the love of football. Not because they have to, because they want to. Along with it, it's an overwhelmingly safe football environment, and this is what continues to make the VFA a destination league. Whilst we are amateur, I think we should still continue to strive, and if we are not already, to be the most professional association outside the AFL. With your continued vision, planning, communication, I believe the VFA is in extraordinarily safe hands. Thank you. When I first received a call from Benny, my first thought was, what have I done now? It's a bit like getting called to the principal's office. A bit nervous, but when Benny explained the reason for his call, a whole different wave of emotions came across me. Excitement, embarrassment, disbelief, a slight hint of pride, but overall I was extraordinarily humbled to be recognised for this award. These initial feelings were quickly replaced by fear and nervousness as the realisation of two of my greatest fears, being the centre of attention and public speaking. As I sat down and tried to formulate some thoughts, it quickly became apparent this is not about me, but rather an award for many individuals and most importantly the West Brunswick Amateur Football Club. A place that I walked into in 1995, and I've been on the hook ever since. We've got 3 life members, Cliff and Mavis Bastow, Bruce Ivey, 4 VAFA Certificate of Merit recipients in Peter Webber, Cliff Bastow, Bruce Ivey and Stephen Fife. And we have the VFA Games record holder and VFA Personality of the Year in 2002, Bob Baker. As a club, West Brunswick is extraordinarily special to me. Clubs are always about the players, but I've never been part of a club that is completely player run. As we've had success over the last 2 years, I'd like to highlight just a couple which might make my point. President Anthony Gibson not only oversaw back-to-back premierships, but was our key contributor on the wing both years. Definitely made selection a bit difficult when I thought form was wavering. He said, "Do you want your job?" I said, "Okay, job for life." We have 2014 Vice President Lewis Martin, who was also head of football operations last year, happened to skipper the senior side both years. 2014 Secretary was Raf Tuzel, who was also President in 13 and 14, played a senior flag in 14 and the reserves flag in 15. I think he's retired for the 5th or 6th time, but we expect him back. He also won the Raf Tuzel 3rd 18 Best and Fairest Award this year, so well done, Raf. Our 2016 President Ben Lichtenstein was Secretary last year and also had the pleasure of captaining the Premiers and Champions reserve side, so a magnificent effort, Benno. I could go on, but I'd just like to reiterate that all roles at the club, apart from senior coach, senior runner and VFA representative, are filled by current players. Sorry, dragging a bit. The club also prides itself on being very socially aware and proactive, particularly in the area of mental health, particularly with young men. We're extremely proud of the Uni Blacks Gay That's OK initiative this year and the way in which the VFA embraced it, and we were proud to have played a small part in that. This year we're also linked with VICE, an organisation that promotes men's health issues and is heavily involved with Movember. We featured in a film on how difficult it is for adult men to make friends. We did this by having a member of VICE come to training, interact and talk with players and coaches. This involved players being mic'd up, cameras on the field during training, and having a guy that never played football and didn't know anyone taking part in training. I put this to the senior group. If they were interested in going ahead with it, it was unanimously accepted. The interesting thing, this was the Thursday night before the grand finals. I felt a great sense of pride towards our team, in that much as playing in a grand final mattered, there was a realisation that football's just a game, and if we could as a club help someone make a positive step in their life, it was something well worth doing, so it was a great thing for that. I would say that my coaching is more... I would say with the structure of our club, my coaching is more mentoring and guiding, and to be honest, it's quite an easy job with so many on and off field leaders at the club. My mantra is be positive and be consistent. I've been fortunate to cross paths with many amazing people through my life at the VFA, but 2 in particular have played a huge part in my coaching philosophy and style. First, John Jackson. Took a punt on a lippy back pocket and appointed me captain of the club in 1998. He's probably the most single positive person I've ever come across. We lost our first 4 games reasonably easily, and I thought we were in for a very long year. John saw something and continued to promote positivity amongst the group. We started to believe and made finals for the first time in a number of years. It was his continual positive messages that turned us around, and to this day, when negative thoughts come into my mind, I have 4 letters on my notebook. WWJS. What would Jacko say? So, John, it's been great. Secondly, I'd make mention of Matthew Drone. I've been away in the UK for a number of years and returned to Melbourne at the end of 2011. Had no intention of coaching again. West Brunswick being demoted to D4, was without a coach, and Matthew asked if I'd be interested in a co-coaching arrangement. With his other commitments at Port Adelaide, he was unable to coach every week, but was keen to be involved in a club. To have someone of this football and sporting pedigree keen to be involved at a D4 club was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I couldn't say no. He brought experience and knowledge to the game, which blew me away, but also ability to make the complex seem simple. terrific ability to text, email and phone players. We thought this was the perfect recipe. At 2-7 in D4 didn't seem to be the case. But some tweaking and how we went about it, and the decision to pick players on there now rather than what they might and could offer slowly started to turn things around. Belief grew and confidence appeared. A positive ratio in the second half of the season showed we were heading in the right direction. Over the past 2 years, the club has continued with a co-coaching role, but we've tweaked it to include senior playing assistants. It's been an honour to work aside two brilliant young men in Scott Hume, both 14 and 15, and Bill Irving in 2015. I think the opportunity to be both a player and a coach should be not one taken lightly, but the rewards are immense. To see this growth as men for both Scott and Bill over the last 2 years has been extraordinarily satisfying to me. They're both still very young men and have fantastic futures ahead of them, both in and out of football. To see them lead the charge when we're 26 points down with a quarter to play in this year's grand final was one of the more inspiring things I've seen in life. I'd like to say my biggest thank you to my wife Anna. Without your love, support and backing, I wouldn't have been able to continue to live the dream. And finally, so apologies for this, over the last 2 years we've produced a grand final booklet which we ask each player to provide their thoughts and what actions they'll bring to the game, and then reflections post-game. Following is an excerpt of one of our players. He's not our most talented, but he's definitely our most passionate. And it was his first season at the club. To me, such raw emotion and the willing to share it with your mates is more than any win-loss ratio could come. So this is what he had to say. I had for a period of time been living in a very unhealthy way, both physically and mentally, both alcohol and drugs leading to anxiety and panic attacks. I needed to play football again. Coming to the Ransford Oval, I've never felt so welcome upon the arrival at a football club. Your sense of egalitarianism, fairness and friendship was both warm and generous, while the banter is relentlessly entertaining. I love this club, I love the players and care and dedication we have for each other, from the thirds through the reserves to the seniors. We are one club, which is rare and awesome. When I take the field, I promise not to let my teammates down. I have full confidence in each and every one of them. So again, thanks to the VFA, I'm truly honoured, embarrassed, proud and humbled to have received this award. Thank you.